Hello. Okay, so hi. Now I have an internet connection. Last week was horrible. I had to use my hotspot because my husband was working from home. So he's actually working from home today, but we got our Wi-Fi set up so that way I could do this. So today we're going to go over how to get started in a farmer's market. To begin with, this is going to be quick. It's not going to be a full hour. Oh, Heather, good. I'm so glad. I was wondering like what the quality would like because I've never done this before on Facebook, so I didn't know what it would be like. So I'm glad you guys have good quality. And I'm a little nervous, so I'm sorry if I'm saying and shaking a little bit. But anyways, the pros and cons that I came up with are really simple. You get exposure, you get your name out there, and you build trust, and you get to find new customers. Those are the pros. The cons are that farmers markets only are typically on the weekends, 1 or 2 days a week, maybe three if it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is. It's not all the time, and there's usually a season for it. It's typically spring and summer, so it's not year round, and it's only a few days a week or even once a month, which is the one that I do. It's the first Saturday of every month, February through September. So those are the cons. So how can I find a farmer's market near me? That's probably the number one question is how can I find a farmer's market near me? Farmers markets are in every state and located in all kinds of places from main streets to city centers, parks and parking lots, sidewalks and shopping centers. To find a market near you, you can ask your friends, your neighbors, you can Google it. Just Google farmers market near me. It'll pop up and there will be a section that says for vendors or apply to be a vendor. You can also search in the USDA farmers market directory at or at localharvest.org. After the video, I guess I just should have thought of this before, but I'll post all of this information so that you have it. And then so there's the USDA's farmers market directory, localharvest.org, eatwellguide.org. You can check out those websites to find the farmers markets that you want to join. A large number of states have a state farmers market association that you can get to provide you with more information, and you can find that by clicking the link that I'll post for you to get all this information. So that's how you can find your farmers market. For those of you just joining, then you pretty much just Google how to find the farmers market. Just farmers market near me, and then the USDA website for farmers markets. So, sorry, I am super nervous, guys. I don't know why I'm shaking. I've done so many presentations before, but never like live on a video like this. But anyways, let me take a drink real quick. I don't know where these nerves are coming from. I think it's because the Miracle Twins are so famous. I don't know. So then now we know how to find a farmer's market. So then how do we sell cookies at a farmer's market? What do? We don't just bake them and bring them in a Tupperware and say, here, come eat my cookies. So we package them nicely, like everyone does. We know how to package cookies, but you want to make sure that when you go to your farmer's market that you have all of the things that you need to be successful to make it look nice for your people to want to walk up to you and see what you're selling. So you're going to need some basic supplies to get started. I did write a blog post about this. After the video, I'll post that as well. But there's 10 items that I go through that you will need. And the first one is the canopy or the tent that you'll have to set up your tables underneath. Depending on where you live, you do want shade, because if you have chocolate or anything that can melt, that's not going to be good for your products. For your tent, then you also need tent weights to hold down your tent so it doesn't blow away in the wind. Like we saw last week when I attempted this video, my tent blew away a couple of times. My weights stopped it a little bit, so I did end up getting a second set of weights to help weigh that down. And then you'll also need tables, at least 1 or 2 tables, and tablecloths. Tablecloths are important. It's actually required by my farmer's market that every table has a tablecloth covering it. I don't know why. I guess they just want everything to be uniform. And then the fifth thing is a cash box. You do want a cash box. You don't want to just shove cash in your pocket when people are paying you and digging change out of your pocket. I do also have the links to all of these things that you can buy. I'm not like affiliated or anything like that. I just wrote it for myself. So cash box, and then of course you'll need cash and change. And then if you are planning to take electronic payments or debit cards, credit cards, you'll need an electronic payment card reader like the Square reader. And then number 8, sorry if I'm going really fast. Number 8, you'll need signs. You can get signs printed from Walgreens or Vistaprint, Canva, wherever you get your business cards printed. They can print you a banner, like an 8-foot long banner that'll fit in the back of your tent. So it's all like, bam, there's your logo, there's what you're selling, and people know exactly who you are and what you are and what products that you have before they even walk up to the tent. They just walk by, see it, and they decide that they want to come see you. And then number 9, you'll need a wagon for all of your inventory, which is number 10, inventory. A wagon, because so for mine, in the morning, you get there before it starts, and then you drop off your tent, you unload, and then go park your car and come back to your lot or your spot, and then you set up. But if you have a lot of stuff, you're not going to be able to just unload it all right there because there's traffic. So you want a wagon to go back and forth. So that was really helpful for me. So those were the 10 things that I went over in the blog post. If you already read that, then you already know. So, and that's all I have. That was really quick. That was really fast. It wasn't a lot of information, but it was important information. But now I want you guys to ask some questions. So, oh, hold on. I guess you already have been asking questions. Let me go through and read the questions. And, oh, you're eating cookies. You won't bite. Thank you. Oh, guys. Oh, I feel so much better. Thank you, guys. Okay. All right. So, yeah, the wind, it's horrible because like my tent, when I was setting it up, it was fine. The wind was fine. And then after I put the weights on, then it blew away and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this was pointless." But so yeah, get a second set of weights for sure. Mine were 10 pounds each, so it was 40 pounds. Now I have 80 pounds on it. If that doesn't work, I don't know what I'm going to do because I live in Florida, but it wasn't a hurricane. Okay, so for farmers market, for my farmers market, I do not need a license. The question was, rules vary by state, but what kind of license do you need for a farmers market? For my farmers market, you have to be, if you're operating under cottage food law, then you have to be up to code on that, and they don't monitor it. Then there was another market that I tried to apply to, but they did not allow cottage food bakers at all. You had to be like a licensed commercial baker. So you have to check. Each market is different. I don't For me in Florida, it's different. I don't know what the laws are in each state, so that's where you would want to check that USDA website that I'll post after the video. Okay, so how do I handle the pricing at farmers markets? So at my farmers market, it's actually a little bit more upscale, and people will pay more higher prices. It's more of like a city market. There weren't really vegetables there. There were small business owners, small businesses, and not like what you think of as farmers markets selling corn and things like that, and then you have someone selling sugar cookies or decorated sugar cookies for $3 or $4 a cookie, and then you think, oh, I'm not going to fit in here. But for really where I was underpriced because I didn't even sell decorated cookies. I was doing DIY kits, and for $15 for 6 cookies and 3 bags of icing, and people were like, oh yeah, this is great. And so then I was like, oh, I have to go through and change my pricing. Okay. Also, okay, what did I sell at my booth? What products? Okay, so I've only done one market so far, just cookies or other things. So in Florida, the cottage food law is that if you're operating under the cottage food law, that you can't sell any other items besides your cottage food items. So I can't sell like hand sanitizer or anything like that. Just, oh, you mean just cookies or like brownies or any other things like that? Okay, duh. Okay. So yeah, I just sold cookies. I sold DIY kits, I sold Dunkaroos, and then just like different variations of those sugar cookie items. Um, and then, okay, how do you deal with competitors at a farmer's market? Do they give you? Okay, so you have to apply to be in the market. And thankfully, I was the only cookie person that applied. So if there are more than one vendor that is selling the same type of items, whoever's in charge of the farmer's market, they will choose whether if you get the spot or not. So it really, how to deal with the competitors is how you market yourself, which I don't know. That's why I'm in this group, really, because I don't know how to market myself. But so that is something I will learn from you, Heather. And then, okay, next question. I am a sole proprietor. I don't need insurance. I can get insurance. It varies, I think, state by state. You will have to check your regulations. look into Flip Insurance. Okay, I've heard that a few times, so I will look into that. Let me write that down. Yes, Heather. Oh, you guys can see the comments too. Duh. I'm such an idiot. Okay. If you could have only 3 pieces of marketing, what would they be? QR code and business cards, a QR code, because people will walk by if there's people at your table or your tent and they want to see like who you are and what you are, but not necessarily buy something, they will just stop and take a picture of your QR code. So many people did that, and I got hits on my website immediately and orders after later that day and throughout the next week. So the QR code, definitely, like, make it big, have like a few of them going to your website, your Facebook page, wherever you want people to click for your business. Okay. Oh, that's good to know about the PVC pipes. So I had $150 in change in my cash box, in mostly ones, fives, and tens, and a few 20s, and then I think maybe a few dollars in like quarters, but that is what I keep in my cash box. I don't take it out. I don't count it towards anything. It's just my change, because you never know. I know it seems like a lot, but I have no idea how much to keep. My best-selling item is DIY kits. That's what I like specialize in, is DIY kits and paint your own cookies. And I do like the stencils, paint your own cookies, and then right now it's the eggs in the carton, the mini eggs in the carton. So is there a list of places and dates for the markets? That is something you will have to Google for farmers markets near you, so that way you can find out where they are and when they are. Okay, so if you had to follow number, okay, so my favorite way to sell cookies right now is farmers markets, just because it's so fun and I've been like isolated for so long, and I want to get out and see people and talk to people and see their reaction when they see the stuff that I make. Pop-ups I haven't done, just because I just didn't really know what it was until last week's video when she did the live video on pop-ups. So after I get going with my farmers market, I might do a pop-up. That would be cool. My pre-sales haven't really worked out because I don't have a lot of followers on Facebook. Well, I do, but they're all in Illinois, my hometown, and I live in Florida, and I can't ship cookies under the cottage baking law, so that it really doesn't work for me. And then custom orders, I have been getting a lot of custom orders lately, and I do like them, but they've been getting in my way of getting ready for my Easter sale at the farmers market this weekend. So the QR code you can put it on the table, like make a big poster. You can get it printed at Walgreens or wherever you have things printed, or even print it from your own printer on an 8x10 and then put it in like a picture frame from like the dollar store and just have it on your table so people can take a picture of that QR code. The easiest things. Yes. Okay, so when I started decorating cookies, I was like really, really into decorating cookies, and then I got sick and I had to start taking this medicine and it made my hands twitch, so I had to stop. And so I was like, I can't decorate cookies right now, so until I get through this treatment. But so that's why I'm like, oh, thank goodness the DIY kits are popular. People love them. They like to do them like for birthday parties and after work happy hour, or not happy hour, but like team building with your coworkers and things like that. Yes, I do promote the farmers market on my social pages, and I tell them all of the information of this farmers market. And the farmers market actually requires that each vendor does that and that they post in the farmers market group and event page. How do I keep track of sales inventory? I have a spreadsheet in Excel. I made it up myself. It's pretty basic. I can share it with you if you want. Yes, the Dollar Tree is literally my best friend. Not my, okay, I don't know. Hobby Lobby, Target, Michaels, Dollar Tree, Joann Fabric. They're all my favorite. I'm obsessed and I go every week. And my husband is about ready to get a new bank account and kick me out. I don't know. For the DIY kits, I use buttercream, um, shelf stable, Wilton's, uh, bright white. I think it's called Wilton Bright White Buttercream. You can make a QR code in Canva, or you can Google how to make a QR code or a QR code generator. It's really simple. You put in your link and it just generates that image. I haven't gone to any fairs yet, but I would, yes. It's my number one seller. Okay, so Heather said Facebook can generate a QR code for you. That's cool. Okay, so do you base your inventory on what you sold the last time? Do you make extra closer to holidays like Easter? And the answer is yes, exactly. So I'm basing my market that's on this Saturday based on what I sold last month, plus what I hope to sell additionally for Easter, because the coordinators of the market said that this market is going to be huge, and to make sure that you don't sell out of your product, or that if you like don't sell out in like the first 30 minutes. Make sure you bring enough inventory so that way you can stay the whole time. Because also here's another rule, that you have to stay at the market for the entire duration whether you sell out or not. So you can't just go set up and be there for an hour and then leave when the market is open for 5 hours. You have to stay there. So you want to make sure you have enough inventory to last you. So it's really, you're going to want to go to different farmers markets, scope them out, check them out, and see who's selling what, how much they're selling, and look at how much inventory they have at the beginning of the market versus at the end of the market. Go and stay there the whole duration. Bring money, bring some money, but stay and walk around and buy some products and get familiar with farmers markets. Okay, been thinking about doing a card with visit by so many times, get a few items. Oh, so on my website, I have a rewards program, but then for the farmers market, I have I just give out coupons in the bag that say get 15% off online with the code MARKET or something like that. Okay, do you guys have any other questions? Okay, so yes, the more popular markets do cost more money. The one that I'm doing had an introductory offer for $20 to do the first one. So if I paid $20 to do my first market, and then after that it jumped up to $30. So it's $30 per month that you have to apply. You have to apply every single month, and they have to accept your application. So if it didn't work out the first time or something, or a different cookie or someone ordered or applied, then you're in competition with them. Or you can prepay for the entire season and get a guaranteed spot. So that was for this farmer's market that I'm doing, that's actually being put on through a church. And then another farmer's market, the Dunedin market, which is a city market, I believe that was $45 or 50, between $45 and $60 to do Friday and Saturday. And then I did also apply one time or I was going to apply to do an event at it was like a craft fair, but it was like $200. It was like a whole weekend or a whole week of a fair, and I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was like, that's a lot of money. I passed. Okay, so if it's canceled due to weather, I would freeze my cookies or try to sell them online or on my Facebook page or to my friends or neighbors or give them away. I mean, it's a risk that you have to take. I don't go every weekend, no, because my kids have sports and I have other things to do. This market is once a month. Different markets have different schedules. When it's your first market ever, you want to just make what you want to sell. I made I think I had a total of 30 items, a mixture of different things, and it rained. It was really crappy weather, and I didn't make a lot of money. I made like less than $200. and I was there for 4 hours, but it was my first time. I didn't know what to expect, and I sold, not that, I don't know. I guess I could have wrote this down and recorded it down how much I sold and what I sold, but I really wasn't that organized. So for this market, how many cookies do you make per market? So for the market coming up that is on 3/27, I'm making a lot of cookies because it's Easter and people have been requesting it. And so I'm making like close to 1,000 cookies, like it's like 890 cookies or something like that. No, you're not guaranteed. You have to apply every week. If you can't go 1 week, then you just lose that application money. So yes, Christy, the Dunedin First Friday. So I looked into that market. They, from what I read, they don't allow cottage bakers. You have to be a licensed commercial baker to do the Dunedin City Market. I don't know an average of how much product to bring. That just depends. You should go to market before you want to do it. Go and check it out and see and gauge and see how much you think you should bring based on what it's like at that market. Word of caution. I would just say a word of caution. I don't know. A word of advice is just be as prepared as possible. Like, I wasn't prepared for people to ask questions about cakes because I had a binder of the work I've done and I had one cake in it, and then I had two customers just asking me all about cakes and if I could do cakes for all these events. And I was like, I'm sorry, I just do cookies or something along those lines. And it was just like, oh, why did I say that? So then I took that cake out because I'm not selling cakes, I'm selling cookies. Do you advertise somewhere on your setup what other products you offer? I don't. I advertise. Well, actually, I do on my business card here, on the back of my business card. That is how I advertise that. And then I give those out. But I really should change it because I don't want to do all of this anymore. But I have like 500 business cards now because they were on sale. And when I put them in my cart, they were like, add these for $2 more and get 250 more cards. So I guess I'm going to be doing all that stuff. But anyways, you can do it by yourself. You don't need a second person. It would be handy if you had a second person, but you don't need one for selling. A second person to set up, but not for selling. So far, I haven't had to deal with the heat because I've only done the one market and it was raining and it was pretty cool out. But I will have coolers with ice packs and I do recommend display cases, the acrylic display cases, that you can put your stuff in. But what I was thinking is just having just a few items out for display and keeping the rest in coolers to give away as they're sold. How do I display my cookies? So I have baskets and I have the tiered cake trays and different like tiered shelving. I'm glad you guys are finding this helpful. What size bags? Okay, so I recommend getting bags that all of your stuff can fit in because for my DIY kits, they're in like a 14 by 10 box. So I had to make sure that I got bags that those boxes would fit in. So that just depends on your products. I do have smaller bags also. What coolers do I recommend? Yeti. No, I'm just kidding. A cooler, I don't know, any cooler. You can get any cooler, that would be fine. So I have the Square Reader. I take Square payments. I do have PayPal also. Oh, confirmation of payment. I haven't had anyone pay with PayPal like that. Just the Square Reader. Oh yeah, definitely for sure bring a chair. Yes, I had a chair. That I should add that into the blog post. That's a good one. Charity. Yeti coolers. Okay. So I do accept PayPal or Venmo, but I guess I don't understand what you mean by do I wait for the confirmation? Like, do I wait? Yeah, I wait for the transaction to be completed. Yes. Yep. So I would wait until the payment goes through before I actually give them everything. Otherwise, that would just not be good. Are you required to charge tax? So honestly, I just started doing this and I'm not really sure. I was just planning on doing it at the end of the year. Um, but you could, if you are required to do that, then you could include it in your pricing, or you could just take it out afterwards, or however you do your own taxes. I really don't have answers on taxes. And guys, I'm so sorry. I have to go. I got get paid. Yes. I have to go. I have someone at my door. Um, I will post the information in there afterwards. And then if you have any questions, um just let me know and I'll reply to you as soon as I can. But thank you. I gotta go. I love you. Bye.